The program you're about to watch is underwritten by Allergan. The views expressed therein are solely those of the doctors. As seasons change, so do our wardrobes. But your bedroom closet isn't the only thing that needs to be readjusted with the weather. Your skin needs special attention as well. Our glow-getter Olivia has a question about this very topic. Let's watch.
Hey doctors, my name's Olivia. I'm in my early 20s and I absolutely love your show. I just recently started taking care of my skin, finally, and I actually just wanted to see if you guys had any advice on how to continue taking care of it during the seasons changing in New York.
That is a great question, and she's so adorable. I mean, amazing. But it's a great question, and it's one I get a lot in my practice. And what I've noticed is that with the change of seasons, I tend to see people break out with whatever their thing is. So if it's acne or eczema or psoriasis, they tend to have flares with the change of seasons, and that's when they come in. So what do you do about it?
Well, I think that's true. I think that a lot of people think they have to use a heavier moisturizer or they have to exfoliate more so they get dry skin. But I think the biggest issue, and you all know what I'm going to say, is that they stop wearing sunblock as soon as the sun goes down. And we just have to tell them two things. UVB causes sunburn and probably is related to where the sun hits the earth at that particular month. But UVA is there all the time, regardless of the clouds. So wear your sunblock every day.
Yeah,
all year round.
50% of your UVA is in the shade and through your windshield.
And through your office window.
So even on the West Coast, what do you notice in the change of seasons? Do your patients notice a change in their skin when you don't exactly have the 4 seasons that we have here in the Northeast?
Yeah, absolutely. We notice because it's kind of depending on where you are on the left coast. You could be closer to the ocean, you could be in a more desert area, you could be in the mountains, but overall, the weather is definitely drier. And so what I recommend is that people get a humidifier for their house and that they change their skincare to be more moisturizing. People do not tend to break out as much in the winter, I would say.
Really?
With
and
acne.
What do you notice?
I completely agree with you. I think that it is a little bit drier, and it just gets even drier, at least in San Diego, when the winter months come. So I do think a humidifier is key. It's not just your skincare, it's that as well. And then I sometimes just get them into a heavier moisturizer, but still for my acne-prone patients, it's important that you still remain on a non-comedogenic oil-free product. It can be more moisturizing, but it doesn't have to have oil or be comedogenic.
So do you have a change of season regimen for your patients?
I do. I actually have them layer on moisturizers more. So
Like they would layer
moisturizers-
clothing.
Exactly. Lighter moisturizers in the summer, less. Maybe they're just using a moisturizer that has some anti-aging properties and a sunscreen, whereas in the winter, maybe they're putting on 2 or even 3 moisturizers, always with an SPF of 30 or more, 100%. And then I also tell them, because in New Jersey, New York, the East Coast, it's really, really dry. So there's a tendency for my patients to want to scratch at their skin more, and that produces hyperpigmentation, and that sets us back from our skincare goals. So I want them to focus on their skincare goals.
And take a bath rather than a shower. A shower, you take a much hotter shower, so you have more evaporative heat loss, and you get into a tub, and it's much more hydrating.
So what do you put in the bath? Because bubble baths are very drying
No,
to the skin. It's kind of fun. I haven't taken a bath in decades.
I love bathtubs.
We don't have bathtubs quite that way in New York.
That's right, you're in New York. But I love patients to keep a box of instant milk flakes under the sink, which is lactic acid, very hydrating, and just put a cup of milk flakes in the water.
That's a
With
great
baby
idea.
oil. With baby
Well, you
oil.
have to be careful. Baby oil, you can slip on the way out.
Right.
Just
so
be
just
careful.
Have your
Yes.
rug out there. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because the other thing that I really like, I am a bath taker. So I like when I get out of the bath while your skin is still damp to apply moisturizer from head to toe. And the moisturizer in the winter, I really like to have a lactic acid in it because it's more, it binds
like
the
Lac
water.
Hydra.
For my eczema, when I get out the shower, first of all, I take a lukewarm shower. I take it with an unscented body wash, get out, then I put baby oil on, then I towel dry, then I put a thick moisturizer on my body. So that's how I do it. And then I put moisturizer on at night again before I go to sleep, especially on my hands.
So what do you wear to work? I mean, everything will slip off of you if you
No,
got that oil
no,
on
no,
you.
no,
Are
because
you
I'm
sure?
dry.
Us
I'm
eczemas,
positive.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the same way. Us
I'm
eczema
really
prone
okay
people,
with
that gets
No.
absorbed right away.
I wouldn't put
Yeah.
the baby oil on my face, obviously. I'm not trying to break myself out and go back to my teen years, for God's sake.
And a lighter version of that is Neutrogena sesame oil, which is also very light and very
Do you
hydrating.
moisturize over the
Well,
oil?
I use it as a sealant more than that, and it's especially good for babies. Kids with eczema are often told by their pediatricians to keep the children out of the tub. Just the
Bad
opposite.
idea.
They need to
Right.
be in the tub. Nothing in it. No soap, no baby wash, nothing. At the very end of their bath, you can wash between their legs and under their chin, but you don't do anything, put anything in the
And
water.
not dry completely. Like, while you still have a little bit of water on
That's
your
right.
skin, then apply a moisturizer that ideally is also fragrance-free, to your point.
So, go ahead.
What I was going to say, and I'm glad you brought up the soap issue, because in California it's so dry as well. So we reserve soap just for what I call the strategic areas. So
call them
under
the hot
the
spots.
arms, the hot spot,
Exactly.
under the arms, groin area, hands and feet.
And
but
some-
yeah,
and
but
some of these
not-
areas-
not all over the body.
Like Los Angeles, like San Diego, we have harder water. It's very different. I moved from Chicago, and that effect, that hard water also has effect on not just your skin, but your hair as well. You know, so I have to be a little bit more careful and use like sleep-in masks for my hair so that it's not as dry as it, would have been if I had lived in Chicago.
One tip I find really helpful for my patients is to have them come in right before the change of season so we can review their regimen, whether it's for dry skin, acne, psoriasis, or eczema, and make sure that they stay on their regimen, because that stress of change of season can really throw you off the regimen, and that alone can cause a flare. Well, with these tips, I think the skin forecast looks very promising. Do you have a burning question that only a dermatologist can answer? Watch The Gist to find out.